Formula One is heading into its most secretive era yet. Behind locked gates in Barcelona, the 2026 revolution begins in total silence. No cameras, no fans, and nowhere to hide if the simulations are wrong. Is your favorite team building a masterpiece or a disaster? The secret revolution behind Barcelona's gates. The world of motorsport is preparing to witness a new dawn wrapped in thick mystery at the Barcelona-Catalunya circuit. Starting this Monday, 11 teams will hit the track in a haunting silence, far from the cheering crowds and the sharp lenses of the global media. Officially, this agenda is merely a shakedown to honor the exclusive contract with Bahrain, but do not be fooled by such administrative terminology. This is a do-or-die gamble for every engineer who has spent thousands of hours behind computer screens. Without live broadcasts or official timing data, Formula One is hiding its greatest mechanical birth from the public eye. The tension in the paddock is palpable, as if every garage is a secret bunker holding the blueprints of a future that could shift the balance of power forever. This is where the legends are born in shadows. Radical evolution of the hybrid power unit. This is the moment of truth for the entirely new power units, a technological symphony that discards the MGUH for a more sustainable yet brutal architecture.
Presenter, TV host. With electrical power surging to 350 kilowatts, the split between internal combustion and electric energy has reached a balanced 50-50 ratio. This drastic change forces manufacturers like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull powertrains to rethink everything to achieve perfect system harmony. The primary target is not pure speed, but absolute reliability, so the cars do not end up as smoking piles of metal on the trackside. Every lap successfully completed in Barcelona is a small victory in this incredibly expensive technological war. Energy management is no longer a supporting strategy, it is the very core of every breath of life within these next-generation F1 machines. The dangerous dance of active aerodynamics. For the first time in modern history, Formula One introduces active aerodynamics that will dynamically change the front and rear wing profiles during the race. This feature is not just a standard DRS, it is a complex system allowing cars to switch from high downforce modes that grip the earth to low drag modes that pierce the air sharply. However, this innovation brings a massive fear of sudden instability during high-speed mechanical transitions. Engineers are deeply concerned that instant shifts in aero balance could make the cars wild and difficult to control, even for the world's best drivers.
Barcelona will witness whether this genius theory on paper can be translated into stable performance on a real track, or if it will trigger fatal accidents for those who fail to master its complexity. Porpoising trauma and the simulation nightmare. The ghost of the 2022 regulatory failure still haunts the memory of every technical chief in the pit lane, where the porpoising phenomenon crushed the hopes of many giants. Even though computer simulations are now far more sophisticated, the reality on Barcelona's asphalt often provides unexpected and painful surprises. There is a collective fear that the 2026 active aerodynamics might trigger side effects never detected in any wind tunnel or CFD software. If a team finds a fundamental design flaw here, they have only a very narrow window to make repairs before the season officially begins. It is a cruel race against time, where the smallest mistake in interpreting the rules can mean falling a full second behind rivals who were perhaps cleverer. The physical track remains the ultimate judge of truth. Paddock intelligence and shifting secrets. Even though the circuit gates are locked tight, information in Formula One can never be fully silenced by any secrecy protocol. Through the thin walls of the paddock, rumors about which team is suffering engine failure or who is running smoothly will spread like wildfire.
Social media will soon be filled with amateur reports of cars stopping in the middle sector or extremely low lap counts from the top-tier teams. Observers will look for tiny signs, such as the body language of frustrated mechanics or puffs of smoke from engine covers, to piece together the opening narrative of the season. No secret is truly safe in Barcelona. Every failure will be sniffed out, and every advantage will begin to be feared. It is a high-stakes game of espionage happening behind the iron curtain of this private closed-door testing. Rumors of the threatening Mercedes power. Whispers are circulating loudly that Mercedes has found a brilliant loophole in the compression ratio rules, giving them a significant horsepower boost. After several disappointing seasons, the German manufacturer is predicted to dominate once again, with a highly efficient and powerful unit in this new era. However, testing in Barcelona is the place to distinguish between objective facts and mere political bluffs. If Mercedes truly has this advantage, they might try to hide it by sandbagging to avoid immediate protests from rival teams. On the other hand, rivals like Ferrari and Honda are certainly not staying quiet and may have their own secret weapons ready to be unleashed. Clarity regarding the engine power map will be the primary focus of every leaked bit of information coming out of the circuit. The tragedy of Williams missing the start.
Amidst the enthusiasm of other teams, a dark cloud hangs over Williams, which shockingly announced its withdrawal from the Barcelona test sessions. Delays in the production of the FW48 chassis are a crushing blow that destroys the momentum of a team trying to rise from the bottom of the grid. Missing 5 days of crucial testing means losing thousands of kilometers of valuable data needed to understand these complex regulations. While their rivals learn to optimize hybrid systems and active aerodynamics, Williams is still struggling with logistics at their factory and growth. This is a terrible start and potentially puts them far behind from the very first race. In a world defined by milliseconds, being absent from a test session is a massive disaster that is extremely difficult to redeem later. Challenges of cold weather and frozen asphalt. January in Catalonia is not a friendly time for Pirelli tires, which require optimal temperatures to deliver maximum performance. Low track temperatures and the threat of rain hanging over the week will be additional variables making consistent data collection difficult for all teams. Tires struggling to reach working temperatures will make the cars feel slippery and unpredictable, increasing the risk of accidents in Barcelona's high-speed corners. Several teams that have done early runs reported that bad weather often forced them to stay in the garage more than technical engine issues.
This non-ideal environment forces engineers to work extra hard to isolate weather variables from pure car performance. If it rains heavily, this private test could turn into a futile session that wastes budgets. Differing philosophies of major team development. The strategies taken by McLaren and Ferrari for this test show a fascinating contrast in their racing car development philosophies. McLaren chose to bring a nearly final car specification, showing high confidence in their initial design to focus immediately on deep understanding. Conversely, Ferrari is rumored to start with a simpler base package, prioritizing the reliability of main systems before launching radical updates in Bahrain later. This difference in approach makes direct comparisons between these two giants very difficult and often misleading for analysts. Will McLaren's bold move pay off, or will Ferrari's conservative strategy be superior in the long run? Barcelona will only provide the first puzzle piece of the grand picture of the competition that will unfold throughout the next year. Waiting for the new dawn in the Bahrain desert. Even though the Barcelona testing is conducted in silence, the results obtained will be the foundation for the drama that will explode in Bahrain in 2 weeks. Every mistake, failure, and genius discovery happening behind these closed doors will determine who will laugh on the opening podium of the 2026 season.
This is the final dress rehearsal, where teams are allowed to make big mistakes without enduring the shame of millions of global fans. When the curtain finally officially rises in Sakir, we will see the results of the hard work, tears, and sweat spilled on the cold Spanish asphalt this week. F1 is preparing for the biggest change in its history, and it all starts here, at a quiet circuit filled with ambition. The future is being written today, even if the world is not yet allowed to read it.